One of the great offensive talents ever in Utah State football history, Aggie running back Louie Giammona led the nation in rushing as a junior and in all-purpose yards as both a junior and a senior. To this day, he holds several USU school records, including the most consecutive 100-yard rushing games with 10 in a row and 4 200-yard rushing games. He spent 7 years in the National Football League, 2 with the New York Jets and 5 with the Philadelphia Eagles, where he was team captain for the 1980 Super Bowl champions. Please welcome new Aggie Hall of Famer Louie Giammona.
Time I got to 8th grade, I was 5'7", 150 pounds, and we sent him some film, and then they gave me the last scholarship they had to give. And I came up here at that size, played defense my freshman year, and the rest of the time it was, I made the most of my opportunity, I guess. One afternoon they had me motion in, and I cracked in on this guy on the crackback box, when you could do a crackback block, and it knocked the guy out pretty good. So then they said, get back here at the end of practice and run the ball to the right. So I ran the ball to the right, and boom, looked pretty good. Run the ball to the left, boom, boom. And he said, okay, now you're 15 tailback. So they put me a 15 tailback, and as the time went on, Al Saunders was my coach, and he was a great coach, best football coach I ever played for. And one of the reasons I made the NFL. But anyway, he pushed everybody, and eventually I moved into second team, played behind Archie. My sophomore year, had a couple good games, University of Utah at the end of the season. And then the next year it was my time to get my chance to start, and took advantage of it. So, you know, they had the gauntlet drill. I don't know if they do that anymore, but we got three of our guys have a line here, and 3 people have a line here with the bags on it as you run through, so you don't fumble, non-fumble drill. And you pound each other. So then at the end, you make a move on the guy, and then you head upfield. Well, you made the move and head upfield about 3 or 4 yards. Giammona! And I mean, you talk about move, man, I flew. And I said, I ran 30 yards down the field after that. Never one time did I ever go short before that. And I cleaned my shorts out after that, if you know what I mean. But beside that, now I can remember, so I get the ball, and I'm not sure, I think I ran 48 times for 200 some odd yards. Jerry Cox had 30 some odd carries for 138 yards. The quarterback scrambled 5 or 6 times and threw 1 pass. I can remember he wasn't supposed to throw the audible. We didn't have an audible system in those days. And I think we broke the record that year, 98 runs or something along that run on 1 pass. But the thing that was ironic about it is that we had a 15-yard drive, and it was in the snow. I do remember it was in the snow. Drove down, scored a touchdown, then we kicked off, they ran it back for a touchdown. We got the ball back, and the 16 drive play. I mean, the longest run I had was 6 yards, but it was 6, 6, 5, and Jerry was busting in and out of there as a give up, and then kicked off again, they scored again. So make a long story short, the second half comes in, there's about 6 inches of snow on the field at this time. And the score was 24-24, and Al Knapp's father was there. And he was a straight ahead kicker, which is long gone now. And the score was tied 24-24, and he kicked a 42-yard field goal into the wind, into the snow. It wasn't a real driving snow, but still, snow coming down, 42 yards, and we won the ball game. And that got us some national prominence because they were pretty good at that time. And that was, I think that was year we won 83. So we hadn't lost to Southern Mississippi, I think it was there. It would have been 9-2. I think we might have gotten to a bowl game. But that was my memory of that game. It was probably the best game I ever played in, all the team-wise. I'd mentioned to my wife maybe a year or 2 ago that you know, funny, I think they have the Hall of Fame thing there. I think I would qualify. I had 3 national titles. You know, I was 4th one in the history and all-purpose and all that kind of stuff. I said maybe something happens. Nothing happened, and all of a sudden I got a call, and she goes, "You won't believe someone's on the phone. Utah State?" And I said, "What do they want?" Told him I have no money. He called me up and said, "We'd like to induct you into the Hall of Fame, and would you come?" I said, "Absolutely. I'm excited. I haven't been here in 35 years." As you can tell between this and that.